What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today me and my buddy Joaquin here is putting in some work on his EG, which we'll talk about in just a second. I wasn't going to record today because we just want to get this done. We've already done a lot of the work at his place, and today we're just prepping the car for painting. Well, not the car, the hood and the roof. So I got my CRX pushed off over there under the tree because I'm still needing a base map for the new injectors I installed yesterday, the FIC 1650s. And big shout out to Joaquin for those once again right there, that guy sanding his hood down. My tune day is in 2 more days, and there has been a slight change of plans with my tune, but we're still going to be tuning. It's just not going to be at the Red Zone facility. You guys just stay posted for that video. It's still going down in 2 days, and I am super pumped to have both the red car and the silver car on the dyno. So this is my buddy Joaquin's car, and it is an EG. You guys probably seen some snippets of it throughout the channel, probably, I don't know, the last couple of months or so. But his car is here today to finish up what we started, and what we started on the car was the roof swap. Now the roof is swapped out. Why? Because the hood came up, the latch kind of unlatched itself when he was driving to my house, and it flopped open, the metal hood, smashed the windshield, smashed the roof, wrinkled it up pretty bad. And I told him, you know what, man, let's build some skill sets. So instead of spending a lot of money on having a body shop, you know, swap the roof or repair the roof, which I'm sure they're going to be using Bondo on, I said, man, our junkyard has 2 EGs, go over there, cut the roof off, skin it off, you know, told him go get some spot wheel drill bits. And by the time I showed it to his house, he's already, you know, drilled out most of the roof. Now I didn't record much of it because I didn't think much of recording the process, but today we're recording it for you guys. So in the span of 3 days, we were able to take the old roof off the donor's car, stripped his off. Well, he actually did that himself. He stripped the roof off, and then I was at his place helping him align this, spot weld everything in between the rails, the front and the rear, and then we sealed it up right there. And now the car came here to get the roof prep for paint, which we are going to be doing seal and gloss black, because we're just trying to get this roof to be, you know, like looking better than what it was. We're doing black instead of paint match because the car eventually is going to go into the paint shop, and we already have the black. So we're going to do black on the roof, and he has a carbon fiber hood to replace the smashed up OEM one that he had. And he is sanding off the old clear, you can see right there, and we're going to be doing a ton of clear on here to get this back nice and shiny to reflect that carbon fiber. But I think we're going to do like a hint of black maybe too, to kind of tint the clear a little bit. But we'll see when we get to it. Today's goal is to sand all this down and lay some paint on. So guys, we're going to continue sanding right now, and then Weekfest ready? Weekfest ready. Damn, chill. We're getting this car ready for Weekfest, guys. We're getting this car ready for Weekfest. Major progress on the hood. We still got this front section right here and a little bit up there. So the roof I've already hit with, I believe it was 180, no, 120, and went through the whole roof. Shout out to Juan. There was a dent here. He came by yesterday to fix that with the dolly hammer. There was a identical dent on the other side. He fixed that. That happens with like roof warpage, especially because I'm welding. But I did, you know, weld in like increments of, you know, every 5 spot weld. I'll weld 1 every 5. I weld 1, let it cool down and come back, but it still will warp when you're removing it off the old skin. So he fixed this dent, that dent, and when you're sanding, these little pinholes that are still covered with paint, where you can still see it shiny, are called low spots, and that's a little dink, which is not a big deal. This is a little dink, not a big deal. This one's about the size of a quarter. I might fix because it's easy to block off, and there's a little dink here which he's not worried about. So I'm probably just gonna do that one, and then I'm gonna chase this with like 180 and then straight to 320 like Juan said, and then it should be ready for single stage. I'm gonna sand the hood a little bit more after the guy gets back off, you know, his break, and then we're gonna prep this increment of sandpaper to get it as smooth as possible before clear coat as well. I just chopped the roof down with 180. Joaquin was doing 240 on this half, and I was getting the rest of the clear over here. I didn't want to use the DA because of the swirl, but because we are going 2 more steps, the 240 and the, I think we're doing like 320 on here as well too. I just finished getting all the old clear on this half, and rule of thumb is if you guys want to see how the hood or whatever it is that you're sanding like after the fact, like after paint, if you guys don't like it with the way it looks with water, keep sanding. And the water is supposed to kind of like mimic the clear coat. So if you don't like it the way it looks with water, like I said, keep sanding. So all of these scratches right here, we still have to fine sand it with the higher grits. Right now this is like 180, but it's looking a ton better than what it was before. We still have some hazel again from the 180 scratches. Over here, I just did a little bit over here as well too. Damn, Joaquin, better than that flat black, huh? Boy, man, boy has like 3 days of work in this hood sanding process, so we're almost there. Getting yelled at? Shit. We get stuff done, boy. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this car is it's on some hubcaps. I'll give you guys a quick little like peek. You guys ready? You're gonna have to screenshot this or like pause the video or something. Send it to those group chats. Ah, there you go. But since this car is like all sleeperish, you guys can see it right there with the hubcaps and all, he decided he wants to paint his intercooler black, which is gonna make it super stealth, like even more stealth than it is. He is using the high temp header paint from VHT, flame proof right there. So if you guys ever see a hubcap Civic like this rolling around, don't test it. Don't test it. You want me to show? Can I show? We can test it. We can test it. If you guys want, hit me up. So I just did some light body filler work on the roof. This is ready to go. That's ready to go. I don't have primer, but we'll figure a way to seal that up before we do the final sand with the 320, and then we're gonna get this all ready for paint. It's weird that we decided we're gonna paint today, right? And then the weather got super gloomy. I don't know if this is like the right time to paint, but we're gonna send it or what?
Send it like we do everything.
We're gonna send it like we do everything. I don't know what it is with the weather. Over there looks really good, but over here, all the clouds. But we're gonna send it anyways, guys. We got the car masked up somewhat, and the roof final sanded with 320, as well as the hood. The hood looked really good when it was wet, so whatever sanding Joaquin did here is good enough, or at least it's good enough for him. So we are going to be doing, we're just clearing the hood, and the roof is getting the single stage black. So I think what I'm going to do is, because the roof is going to be shiny already and clear is clear, I'm going to do the black first, clean the gun after, you know, however many coats I think this roof needs, and then we're going to do the clear, because if we have any clear overspray, I mean, it'll just make it glossier, I guess. But I don't think that's how clear works. But we're going to do the clear after the base, because if I do clear first and I do black on after the clear, the black overspray could land in the clear and give it a, you know, black metallic spots everywhere. So again, just doing a quick job on both the roof and the hood. I'm not going to show you guys the mixing process or anything like that. My camera, the most is going to have the overspray. It ain't the greatest, but beats a rattle can paint job, especially when you want to redo this roof. It's much easier to sand off. Granted, there's a lot of specks in here because the dirt, and I got like 2 flies on the other side that came on as soon as I laid the paint down, but not shabby at all. So I'm probably going to give this one more coat, let it tack up a little bit, and then we'll do the clear.
Yeah, they changed our pay plan.
So my buddy was like, because the hood is so messed up, put a hint of black in it to kind of darken the clear up a little bit. So I did mix some black in here, like half a water bottle cap, and let's see how it turns out. Guys, I am pretty upset. So last night before I closed up, the paint was still a little tacky on the roof. The hood was like dried to, at least the top layer was dried, but I had to prop the hood up so that way the cats didn't jump onto the hood while it was drying overnight, because you can still leave an imprint because the underneath was still soft. So I was like, man, you know, I'm worried about the roof as well. So I was like, I made this weird contraption. I'll put a little picture right here. I did that so the cat wouldn't jump onto it. Now I use clear tape because it sticks to the plastic a lot better, and I think the cat still jumped on it last night because it tore it off the roof. It was not windy, and while the paint was still drying, the bag got stuck to the roof. Let me show you guys. It was worse this morning. I spent probably about an hour trying to peel the bag back, but whatever I can't take off right here, it's stuck on the roof. You can see the bag is stuck to the roof, and I mean, I laid the paint super thick. Like, it's probably got like 4 layers on this, and this whole back section was bagged up, and you can see I peeled out most of it. It doesn't leave that bad of an imprint on the roof. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. It looks like, you know, lowriders when you leaf your car, that's what it looks like. And I don't know if you guys can see it right there somewhere. If I was to let this fully cure, like give it a week, right, I could sand all of this down, the top layer at least, down to, you know, being flat and smooth all the way across, and polish it out. And that was the intention with this black anyways, because I told him the imperfection from the dust getting onto the paint when I sprayed it, that we're gonna have to cut and polish it, you know, if you wanted to be nice and smooth. So that was the plan anyways. It just now makes it more labor intensive because of having to remove the bag or try to sand through the bag to get it nice and smooth. and then polish it out. But I hit up Joaquin said he's okay as long as it's not dented. It's okay, you know what I mean. And he said that we'll just paint it a later time or see what cut and polishing does. But the roof is completed as far as replacement goes, repairing, and somewhat painted. And the hood itself, I mean, we still got some blemishes on the hood, like, you know, the damaged carbon here, and there are some like slight little yellow hazel there throughout the hood. But this looks a ton better than what it was when we first started. I know Joaquin is super stoked about it. I was super stoked about it. I still am. Like, I've never done a roof swap before, but it's no different than doing like when I did the quarter panel swap on the wagon. It's just spot welds, align it, make sure it's good and golden, weld it, and then seal it up. But the car is gonna be ready to be back on the road here real soon. It's been about a little over a week now that Joaquin has driven this car, and I know he's been itching as well too. So yeah, I'm probably gonna pull the bag and stuff off real quick, roll it out to the sun a little bit more, give you guys a look on the whole job we did here, plus the intercooler paint job, and we'll button this up because I gotta prep that car and that car for the dyno tomorrow. The intercooler itself, you can't even tell there's an intercooler there anymore. Before it used to be completely silver. This is an intercooler and charge pipe setup from Kelly Built, which is our local fabricator. And it was like, what, too loud? So we just painted it black to kind of give it more of a stealth look. Obviously, you can see the hubcaps. You know, now we don't see the intercooler, and, you know, if streetcar shit or what? Yeah, this car's got oval tubing, exhaust all the way back, obviously, to clear the drivetrain. And it's I mean, it has a nice deep tone, but it's not like, hey, look at me, you know, all loud and like attracting all the attentions. But this thing's got some balls. So yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. The car is ready to go home, let it cure. We'll give you guys more of an update on this car later once we situate everything else, and then maybe some Mexico stuff, huh? Some Mexico stuff. I mean, if you guys kind of like ignored the bag, the paint didn't come out too shabby. Nice little reflection. You can see Joaquin over there. And now that the roof is kind of like in the shade and cooled down a little bit, the back came off a lot easier. I kind of knocked this whole section out already, but I'm not worried about it. He's not worried about it. Again, he's gonna go home in just a second here. He's got to peel that out, so his window guy is gonna come and do it tomorrow at 12, and then this car would be, like I said, ready to rock and roll soon for the streets. But right now, we're gonna move my car up so I can start working on it. But I am gonna end the video right here. The next video should be the dyno video. This is just like a pre-preparation for me to get the car ready now, so we don't have any issues on the dyno. But that is gonna be the end of this video, guys. If you enjoyed a little bit of update on Joaquin's car, you guys never really seen it, but we're gonna throw a little bit more of his car on the channel soon. And you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be doing some Mexico stuff when that car is ready to go. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you guys want to stick around for all the shenanigans to come here soon, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.